Hey guys, Doug with Matic Rifleman here. So today we're going to be going over IMT, or individual movement technique. IMT is a series of skill sets that you should have under your belt in case you ever want to maneuver your personal body across a space where observation or potential engagement are concerns of yours. So IMT, or individual movement techniques, are techniques that allow you to navigate your body across something while limiting or reducing the possibility of exposure to unnecessary engagement or observation by enemy forces or people that you don't want seeing you for whatever reason. So with that being said, this video is intended for, actually this whole channel is intended for military personnel, law enforcement personnel, or civilians that are reaching out and trying to connect with their Minuteman roots, or trying to pick up more responsibility in the preservation of liberty for their families, their communities, their neighborhoods, etc. So if that is you, this is an important skill set for you to have. If you need to work on that skill set, feel free to watch this video. Hopefully it's helpful for you. So we're going to be starting off with the low crawl, then going into the high crawl, and then going into the 35-second rush. These techniques are of limiting value depending on your circumstance and intent at a given time. There are times where a high crawl is more security than a low crawl, or vice versa. You're going to have to use your time getting out there and getting after it to develop your understanding of when these techniques are appropriate. The low crawl is, generally speaking, the highest level of security, but it's also the most taxing and the slowest to do. The high crawl, generally speaking, is slightly reduced security, but you increase your speed. Circumstantially, that could change. That speed could change what security level it actually is. The 35-second rush is generally going to be the lowest security, but the fastest form of movement within the IMT sphere, right? It would generally be considered the most violent as well. Good supported bounds can be a very effective way of maneuvering across the battle space when it's appropriate. But generally speaking, you want to do so under either active support fires or under active security, right? So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to talk about the low crawl first. We're going to reposition slightly so we can do that in a better way. Well, that's pretty annoying, but camera cut out and lost everything that I just did. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But that is the cost of doing this stuff by yourself, and I guess that's what it is. So we're going to work around that. Anyway, so we're going to start with the low crawl technique. So the low crawl technique, as previously explained, is generally speaking the highest level of security, but also the most taxing and the slowest of the IMT, or of the individual movement techniques to complete. So naturally, we're going to start high security and work our way up to what would be the most expedient. So generally speaking, at least. So the low crawl is going to be performed flat up against the ground. You might say it's the lowest. Crazy, I know. So the way this will generally work, at least the way I was taught and the way I've always done it, is you're going to use your two individual arms for two different things. We're going to call one your strong arm. That will be your control arm. Then you have your lead arm. Your lead arm is what is going to physically reach up and pull you across the ground. Your control arm is going to control your headgear and your weapon system, or whatever else you're happening to bring with you in your hand with you. Okay, so control arm controls your equipment. Your lead arm leads you and pulls you along the ground. Now, between your legs, you're going to have, generally speaking, I use my weak leg, or my left leg, as kind of a rudder leg. I call that my trail leg. So you have your trail leg, which just kind of drags behind you, almost elongating you and making you kind of track a little bit straighter, okay? And then you have your push leg, which is, for me, is my strong leg, my right leg, which is you're gonna pull up and physically push across the ground with. So your lead arm and your push leg will work together in maneuvering you across the ground, okay? So as you're pulling your equipment, you're going to have your lead arm pulling you and this leg pushing you, okay? So what that's going to look like, let's go ahead and lower this camera a bit. And obviously I'm doing this with a pistol that makes it a little crappier, but that's okay. We're going to drop this a little bit. Hopefully this works out. So the way this works out is you're going to have your control arm here. Oh, let me back up just a little bit. Like I said, we're in the field, so, or at least semi in the field, so have to deal with what we got. All right, so you're gonna have your lead arm extended, and that's gonna physically pull you across the ground. And then your control arm controls your equipment or holds your headgear, whatever you need to do. You have your trail leg, you're just gonna keep that as low as you can. And then you have your push leg, which is going to push you across the ground. And it looks like this. All right, guys, pretty simple stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this so we don't lose this video and make sure that it looks usable. Also, if you don't have crap all up in your stuff, you're probably not doing the technique right. Alrighty, guys, so we're gonna get a, I'm gonna turn this camera around actually, and we're gonna go ahead and get some footage of this without a weapon system going down this little trail. This tripod is awful comparatively. I miss my old one, but I broke the crap out of it, so it is what it is. All right. Hopefully this is, I'm gonna open this up a little bit. It'll be a little bit weird, but I want to get as much of this as I can, and it's kind of challenging without my all right, cool. All right. All right, hopefully that came through okay. And you can see that that trail's pretty sweet. And we'll check this out. Alrighty, guys, so now we're going to talk about with a weapon system. The only difference here is you're going to be controlling a weapon system as well as managing your movement technique. So with this particular weapon system, which is a large frame pistol, I will just physically grab the handrail and keep the weapon kind of on my arm and drag it like that. So that way I can keep the muzzle up out of the dirt. On an M4 carbine or M16, that triangle gas block is a good place to put your finger up through, and that kind of forces the rifle to lay down, the rifle in that case, to lay down your forearm. Pretty solid way to do it. With machine guns, it can get pretty weird, but you just gotta figure it out and do something. As far as bags are concerned, I keep a carabiner on my buckle right here, and you can hook that into your carry handle, unclip all of your shoulder straps and such, so there's no snag points otherwise, and just drag that thing behind you right in between your legs. That'll kind of keep your profile pretty low, even with a bag. And there's all kinds of different ways people have done that in the past. So, but we're just going to talk about basics today. So for this, we're going to go ahead and switch the camera around and do the same demonstration we did last time, but now with a weapon system. And as I said, this isn't sexy stuff. It's just a very basic level technique, but still fairly important to understand. All right, and that's the basic technique, guys. All right, and of course it's gonna tear all your stuff up and get all crazy. That's just how low crawls are. All right, into the high crawl now. Alrighty, guys, now we're gonna go into the high crawl. Super simple stuff here. Basically what you're gonna do is go into a is take yourself, oh yeah, I got snow up in my muzzle, not in my muzzle, sorry, in my handrail, is what it is. I just laid it down and it's just, anyway, so, oh, and you're not like actually there, so I'm not like muzzling you right now, it's okay. So, You're gonna hold your weapon, kind of cradle it. I like to use my arm almost kind of like an extended trigger guard. Anyway, so and then you're gonna basically just elbow, elbow, and walk yourself forward, and kind of do the reverse with your knees, kind of propel yourself forward. That's my technique. I'll do a quick demonstration of it. This is pretty easy. Basically, you're just trying to crawl across the ground more expediently than your low crawl while maintaining your weapon system out of the dirt, okay? Or out of the snow in this case. So we're gonna go ahead and switch around real fast. And, I'll show you guys how I do this. Really quick demonstration. Let me get this camera angle a little bit different so you can see more of the trail that I've been making all this ruckus on. All right, and I'll give you guys that quick demonstration. Knee pads are a little bit loose. I need to tighten them up a bit. That's okay. All right, so on this, it's hard to see on the camera, but the trail is a little bit narrow, so I'm gonna keep my weapon system more parallel, less perpendicular with my body to kind of keep my muzzle from getting into the banks that I've made here, doing all the crawling we've been doing today. All right, so basically, like I said, you're going to kind of walk your knee and elbow opposite of each other to kind of crisscross yourself like that. Now you see how I'm catching my large frame pistol and this stuff right here. So another way you can do it is kind of keep your weapon system tucked in your arm like this. And that's gonna keep your muzzle oriented down the little trail you're walking. It's circumstantial, guys, how you do it. And yeah, you just kind of just keep walking stuff forward like that. Bet I'll give you a more honest idea of the speed comparatively since I've been talking. And that's pretty much it, guys. All right, now onto the 35-second rush. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to do the explanation part, and then we'll go into the demonstration after that. Hopefully, I'm able to catch it in a way that makes sense. So, 35-second rush, guys. Generally speaking, will be done, as I said earlier in the video, preferably under direct support by fire or under active security, okay? So, with that being said, so basically the way this is gonna work is you're gonna be running or rushing forward for 35 seconds. The general timeline is I'm up, they see me, I'm down, and about that speed. So you're getting up, rushing, down, all right? The way that's gonna look is you're gonna be in a prone position, pulling security, you're doing whatever you're doing. You're gonna push yourself up and into a running, and immediately into a running, and then aggressively going back down, again, limiting your exposure, your time of exposure, basically, to enemy observation or engagement. So, and then when you get down, generally speaking, I fall straight to my knees and then fall forward, catching myself on a crooked elbow like this, so I have a bit of suspension, and then planting my magazine and falling into a firing position, okay? So I'll go ahead and adjust the camera a bit to do that. And I know this is gonna look backwards like I'm left-handed, but it is what it is. So again, you're gonna rush forward, hit the ground on your knees, fall forward with your elbow with that little bit of suspension, catch yourself, plant your magazine, and fall into a firing position. Let me drop this a little bit more so you can see more of what's going on. Sorry, like I said, I'm doing this by myself out here, so it's a little bit weird to get everything the way I want it. All right. So, like I said, you're gonna be falling, catching yourself on that elbow, planting, back it up a little bit more. So, straight to knees, elbow crook, magazine plant, into fighting position, okay? And then to get up, you're simply gonna pull yourself up, propel yourself up into the air, and aggressively step right into your rush, okay? Let me see if I can't get this camera turned around and get you guys a demonstration. Do my best, at least on the demonstration part. Problem is I need to capture both the ground and up. So what I'm going to try to do is start back there and rush forward. I guess I'll start in a prone position. It doesn't really make sense either way, but we'll do our best to capture it out here, okay? So, yeah, I'll just get into it. Let me open this up angle-wise so you can see more. All right. All right, so you're in the prone position. You're gonna propel yourself up right into your run, and then down. All right. And now I'll do the up and forward right here, so you can see that part, because you saw the dropping part, I'm pretty sure. So let's not do that because I don't need to, because there's no reason to. All right, so you're in your prone position and you need to get up and rush. So you're gonna explode yourself up and right into your rush. You guys only need to see this point right here so you can see everything that goes on. So obviously you're gonna see me drop into a prone firing position and then explode back up into a rush forward. So again, it goes, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down, and you continue that pattern until you get to where you need to be, okay? Hopefully this demonstrates what you guys need to see to start working on your own techniques. However, just keep in mind I'm working on limited resources back here, so bear with me. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below or with the emails to my email. Obviously, it's nomadicrifleman@gmail.com. And feel free to let me know any questions you have about any of this stuff. All right, guys. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna go ahead and finish this off with a quick demonstration where we're gonna go from a low crawl transfer to a high crawl transfer to a 3 to 5 second rush, okay? Hopefully I'm able to capture this in a way that it is beneficial for you guys. If not, well then just stick around for other videos. We'll be demonstrating this stuff while doing other stuff, and hopefully that's helpful. Alright, I transferred my other gloves because my fingies were getting cold, and there's no need for that, so... All right, bear with me while I figure out how we're going to set this camera up, and we'll go into that demonstration. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed some of that insaneness of that demonstration. I know it's kind of cheesy, but I'm by myself out here, so I'm doing my best. I hope you guys were able to learn something today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you have anything to share or information or life experiences that can be helpful for this conversation, please drop them below in the comment section or on the Facebook page. I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to share this to the Facebook page if you might for me. I'd really appreciate that because I can't share it right now because I'm some kind of weird semi-banned on Facebook. But that being said, if you guys like the video, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps me out a lot. Again, it's been Doug with the Nomadic Rifleman, because everywhere deserves good and capable riflemen. Y'all have a good day.